everyone, welcome to this morning's live. Apparently my video is giving me fits this morning. Such is life. I hope everyone is doing well. Forgive the mess behind me. I've just been busy creating, working, and doing all the things. So I thought I would pop on this morning. I'm gonna do a few projects. Pop in, pop out, comment along if you have any questions. I'll be sure to answer those. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If this is your first time here and you're watching me on Facebook, you will see the red live box on your left top corner. Okay, and that's how you know I'm live. And if you comment along, I will be seeing them. I do have my other phone here so I can keep a hold of comments. So that is definitely going to happen. If you have any questions, like I said, just put them in the comments. I will see them and answer as I go along. Hopefully I will see them. Facebook's been kind of funky lately. And if you're on YouTube, hi! Thank you for joining us. I am glad you're here. Before we get started with our project, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chalk Couture. We are a high-end DIY company. And we provide some fun surfaces, from wood surfaces to reusable chalkboard surfaces that you can use our reusable transfers on to create fun home decor. Now, depending upon what surface you're using, the surface can be reused, and regardless, our transfers are always reusable 8 to 12 times. So there's a lot of versatility in what we do, and it's easy and fun. And so I'm going to show you today just how much fun it is. But before we get started, I want to tell you a little bit about our Club Couture. So Club Couture is a monthly subscription program that you can join for $19.99 US or $26.99 in Canada. And that transfer, along with 3 coordinating paste packets, come to you with free shipping. Now, this, as you see here on the screen, exclusive B-size transfer. This transfer design is not available to anyone else in our customer base. It's not in our catalog, nowhere else you can get it as long as you're in the club. And again, because these transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times, and you can use our transfers on a multitude of different surfaces, you can get a lot of projects out of each month's club. The paste packets in the club that come to you in those paste, the paste is in those paste packets, excuse me, I'm getting tongue-tied, has enough paste for you to do 2 to 3 projects, because a little bit goes a long way. Okay, so I've had some club members I've heard that can get 3 or 4 projects out of those paste packets, and by reusing that transfer. So that is totally a win. A couple other benefits for being a club member is Chalk Couture will do different sales and promotions each month that are exclusively only available to Club Couture and those that are in the Club Couture program. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. There's some specials this month that are available. But just to highlight something that's available to everybody through the end of January is our Creative Kickstart. These are so stinking adorable. They became available January 10th, and they go through the end of the month. When you order $60 in US of product, you can get the Feels Like Sunshine transfer, and that's the rainbow transfer on the left. You will get that free. When you order $75 US or $94 Canadian, you get the Fresh Start transfer and the Feels Like Sunshine transfer free. The Fresh Start transfer is there on the right. If you order $90 in US or $125 in Canadian, you get both transfers and the floral add-ons for free. So what we mean by that is, if you look at that rainbow and obviously you see the flowers, those are faux add-ons. So you would get those for free, and that's usually a $10 add-on, I believe, to get those foam add-ons for the rainbow and the flowers. Now, this is on our 9x9 box frame, and our 9x9 box frame is double-sided. So you could totally build in that surface in your order to help you reach that whatever threshold you're comfortable with, to then get the transfer free that would fit that surface. So that's just a fun product and a fun offering that they have that's through the end of January. Now, as you heard me talk about the Creative Kickstart that's available for this month, we have a special deal that's available through the end of the month on previous Creative Kickstart designs. So these have been re-released. If anybody were to, and this is available for anybody, you guys. So anyone who orders can get 20% off of any of these designs. And then club members, if you're a club member, you get 50% off on these designs. So when you go to build your order to get this month's Creative Kickstart, you can add some of these transfers to help build up your cart, but you're still getting added savings at a 50%. So it's like double dipping, which is pretty cool. Now, I will tell you that I believe some of these designs have already sold out. So I would definitely hop on this if this is something you want and you're interested in. Once they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so that's just a little bit about what's offered this month. And I'm going to bring you back to me. There we go. Yay. So anyway, that's Chalk Couture kind of in a snapshot. If you have any questions, as I said in the beginning, feel free to put any comments below and I will see them in real time. Or you can always message me. Send me a direct message here on Facebook at Elizabeth's Chalking Corner. Or I'm sure there's a way to direct message me on YouTube. Or if you comment on YouTube that you have questions, I will see those comments later and can respond to you after the fact. So I'm going to go ahead and change our camera view real quick. Bear with me one moment. Technology, right? There we go. That should pop on your screen here in just a second. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. So it's been an interesting couple days. So I'm trying to get this situated for you guys again. Bear with me just a second. I do not mean to make you dizzy. That's not right. I'm going to do it this. There we go. Okay. We got it. There's a slight delay, so I apologize. If I'm making you dizzy, I do not intend to make you dizzy. Technology at its finest. It's been a crazy day. So as I said, my camera lost connection because I had to run downstairs between doing a team meeting for my team and going live to check on my son. Thankfully, it was negative. If you're wondering, I'm like, all right, we got to make sure, thankfully. So anyway, I had to do that. So while I ran down there, I lost my connection. So it's all good now. So getting back to what's important, which is crafting, right? That's what's important. So this is a found surface. It's a wood surface. It comes with this really cute hanging twine on it. And then this is a transfer that we have available. I even have a couple in stock if you're interested in this one. As you can tell, this is used. As you've heard me say, our transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times. So I'm definitely getting some work out of this transfer. I'm taking a sanding block here, and I'm just going to sand the wood. Now, this has already been sanded, probably, but we have found that if you sand before you chalk, it allows the paste to apply better to the surface. Okay. I'm just going to move that over to the side. This is so much softer, better for us to work with. And then I'm grabbing our surface wax. So it is recommended that when you chalk on wood to use wax. And what that does is that creates a barrier between the surface and the transfer. It does several things. One thing it does is it prevents the paste from being, the moisture of the paste being absorbed into the wood, because wood's obviously a very drying surface. The other thing it does is it protects the transfer in that it's not stretched when it pulls up, or it's not going to get any of those wood particles built into the adhesive of the transfer. So that's why we use wax. Now, this is the Chalk Couture wax. It's a clear wax. There's hardly any odors to it. you don't have to use our wax. You can definitely go to your local hardware store and get a Minwax of your choice in different tints. I have a special dark that I use, and that's totally fine, okay? But it's definitely recommended. Some people have, like, cut it close and been fine by not waxing their wood surfaces, but it's just a good idea. So I just put a little bit of wax on my paper towel here, and I'm just going to rub it into the wood. Okay. All right, now I'm taking my transfer. Typically, we recommend fuzzing your transfer with our fuzzing cloth or a towel just to get a little bit of lint on the adhesive. And what that lint does is it allows the transfer to still stick to the surface, but not stick so hard where you run the risk of stretching the fabric. However, because I'm using a used transfer that's been used probably 2 or 3 times, I probably don't need to fuzz, because you do run the risk of removing steel is a fabric. And where you see clear, like my fingers, is a micro screen that's sewn into the fabric, okay? And I'm just getting this centered here. And the great thing about our transfers is you can lift them up to get them just right. And then I'm just pushing and making sure it is down. Good. It looks even. Perfect. I'm going to plug in my glue gun here real quick. We have that just like that. So I have my black chalk paste. And then my creative juices are going now. That's the one that's too hard. Okay, I'm gonna grab my Couture Teal. I'm gonna grab a couple stir sticks. So our paste is water soluble. It's a proprietary blend, and that blend, you guys, is a like a sour cream. You'll see it here in a second, like a sour cream, yogurt type consistency. You cannot hurt our paste. You cannot break our paste. You cannot ruin our paste. If I were to open this paste container, which I'm doing right now, and if it seems dry, all I have to do is grab my water bottle of distilled water and spritz it a few times and then stir it. If I find that I accidentally added too much water, all I have to do is add a couple pinches of flour or cornstarch to the jar and stir it up again, and that kind of reactivates the consistency. There's been some designers who've accidentally left the top off overnight, and yes, it's kind of hard, but they're able to moisten it back up without a problem. Maybe a little elbow grease, but not any big problem. So I'm just giving this a good stir. And this is our Couture Coral. You see how it's kind of that yogurt, sour cream consistency. And I'm just taking a little bit. I'm going to do the pig and the Couture Coral. And then I'm just using our squeegee and pushing it through. All right. Set that to the side. And now I'm going to get the black opened. And this is as easy as it is, you guys. Our squeegees are amazing because they help us to evenly apply the paste through the transfer, but it helps us to make sure that we're not using too much product, because a little bit really does go a long way. Okay, so I'm stirring this up really good. Sometimes if it's looks kind of thick, sometimes you don't even need to add water. You just need to give it a good stir, which is what I'm doing here. Set that off to the side here. And now I'm taking my squeegee. We have squeegees of different sizes. I'm just going to use our mini squeegee here. There is a beveled edge And I'm putting my fingers right there at the beveled edge. Now being careful to make sure that I'm not mixing the black with the pink. And I have some excess here, and I'm just putting it back in my paste container. And I'm just taking my squeegee and bringing up any excess, because you don't want lines either. When you pull up the transfer, you want kind of a clean. Again, I'm just putting that excess. So you really don't waste product at all with this. And a jar of paste can last me 12 to 15 uses. And I'm just taking this from one side. I'm pulling it up. And I'm putting it back down because I'm noticing that my piggy didn't come out right. So I'm going to put a little bit more down, see if I can't get it pushed through. If it doesn't work, I'll show you how you can go back to fix. Okay, that is not working. That's okay. So, this is the design. The piggy's giving me fits. I'm going to show you how we're going to make Mr. Piggy behave himself. I'm going to clean the transfer. And I can see here where it started to quickly dry within the transfer. So I'm just taking my distilled water. And typically I would take my transfers down to my sink to clean them. But you're able to clean them in real time with some water and some paper towels. And if you have some Clorox wipes, that would be good. I actually need to stop and pick some up today. And I'm just rinsing and cleaning my transfer. And I'm going to flip it over. Spray the backside. And I'm actually going to look for, I had a board eraser somewhere. We have these really cool board erasers. They kind of make you think of magic erasers, but they're a lot more durable, and sometimes they help clean our transfers. But this is all right. This will work. And I basically just flip it over from side to side, front and back, until the transfer gets clean and there's no like colored water that comes through. That's pretty much how I know if it's clean. Guys, if you're joining me and you are not a designer and you are a crafter or crafty and you have any friends that you think would enjoy this, feel free to glitter me out. I do have a glitter mug over here that I will add names to whoever glitters. You just hashtag glitter in the comments and that'll put you in the drawing to earn some Happy Mail from me. So this is great because you guys are going to see how easy it is to fix mistakes. This whole process is so forgivable. It's kind of got kind of gray on me, so it's definitely the color is getting out of the transfer. So getting this clean. Grabbing one more paper towel to make sure it's clean. And then we're going to put this back on the surface to fix that piggy that gave me. So glad you're joining me today. If you're watching, say hi and where you're watching from. Hi, Angel! How are you? Now I know comments are working for me. Yeah, I'm cozy today. Guys, as my friend Angel just commented how cozy I look, we have the most erratic weather here in Middle Tennessee. It is either 20 degrees one day and 70 the next. Not joking. So right now we're having frigid temperatures and our bodies just aren't used to it. And I'm typically hot-natured. Like, I slept in flannel PJ bottoms last night and I rarely pull those puppies out, but it was so cold. So yes, I have a sweater on today. One of two that I own because it really doesn't get that cold here that often. So then our transfers usually dry pretty quickly. I usually put them sticky side up, like on my stove, and let it dry. And the water helps reactivate the adhesive on the transfer. But because I want to reuse this, again, I am expediting the drying process. Okay. So I'm just going to flip that sticky side up. I'm going to bring our surface back into view. This is what we have. You see what the piggy kind of gave us fits. So what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm actually going to take my sanding block. And I just buffed out that piggy, and I want to make sure that I get it out. So now I'm just taking my transfer and I'm just lining it up. And I'm just pushing it down where the piggy area is. There we go. Fixed. One of the many ways you can fix mistakes, I should say. It's just clean the transfer, line it back up. Now, it was easy to line this back up because of the design was so big. If I had a transfer that had a lot of fine detail, that might have been a lot harder to do, but it's doable. I'm just going to set this aside again, let it dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my piggy area and then put my transfer back on my backer sheet. And guys, that's how easy it is to clean the transfers. So easy. I don't know if you can hear my son. I can hear my son. There's no volume with that child. Love him to pieces, but it's loud and louder. I'm just drying this real quick. And then I had marked the backer sheet because there's a dull side and a glossy side, so that when I rinse off my transfer, I remember what side of the backer sheet it goes on. Boom. Done and done. So now here comes some fun part. Putting the tops back on my paste containers so they don't dry out on me. Okay, so now I'm taking this scrap ribbon that I have right here, and we're going to make a little bow for the top. I'm just gonna I may not be that big enough to do that. I might just do a knotted bow. Yeah, I'm gonna do it just like so. Just like that. And I'm actually seeing that I had gotten a little bit of paste on a corner of that, so I'm gonna use another piece of it that's clean. Okay. So I'm just gonna do kind of a knotted bow. So you can totally get foliage, you can get bows, you can get beads, you can get ribbon, whatever you want to kind of add some judging to your projects, as I like to call it. Do a little bit of judging. That's gonna be perfect. I can do it just like. Should I do it on the frame or off the frame? That is the question. Okay. I'm gonna do it on it. I think that looks better. That'll look really cute. Just grabbing my glue gun here, which I'm still like trying to get used to this monstrous glue gun. Here we go. Look how cute. That would look so cute hanging in a kitchen, by a cabinet, somewhere. So stinking cute. And again, this is a found surface, you guys. You can find, you can use our chalkboard surfaces, our wood surfaces. We have surfaces of different sizes, as you see behind me. Possibilities really are endless. So now, I'm going to do 2 more projects. And I'm thinking, let me think here a second. You're just hanging out with me today, aren't you? Just getting the things done. Okay, this is another, this is the chalk couture surface, okay? This is our palette sign. This is our 9x12 palette sign. And I'm going to use our Rise and Shine on it. I think it'd be really cute. I can see that like being on a coffee bar or something. So what I'm doing is I am grabbing my sanding block again. And I'm going to sand it in the direction of the... And I'm grabbing my paper towel that I used to wax before, or to wax my surface. And again, I'm going to wax this because it's wood. that waxing does, I do want to mention, is waxing does buy you a few minutes. If you do make a little boo-boo or a flub, you're able to potentially have the ability to pull up that extra paste that might have gone outside where you meant it to go. It all just depends. And this is also a transfer that has been used several times. It says, I don't rise and shine, I caffeinate and hope for the best. And that'll fit perfectly right on there. And again, because I've used this, I'm not going to fuzz it. And making sure there are no bubbles. I'm pushing them all out. Hi, Mama! And again, I've sanded this wood surface and I've waxed it, okay? I just used, again, Chocolate Couture surface wax. But if you can't find it or if you don't have any, because it goes in and out of stock quickly, you can use any kind of wax. Hi, Colleen! You can use Minwax, whichever you prefer. So again, this is our palette board sign, our palette board surface. I have sanded and I have waxed. I'm just making sure there are no bubbles. Then I'm just going to take my black, because I want it to really pop. Let me think about this a minute. Let me make sure there isn't another color I would prefer to use. I like our Storm, which is our gray, but it doesn't just stand out, and I want this to stand out. I want this to be kind of just clean and versatile, no matter who would like it. So again, I'm going to take a stir stick. And guys, I could use multiple colors. I could blend colors. So that's the fun part about Chocolate Couture, is we give you the designs, but then you can choose how you apply the paste, whether you want to use multiple colors, whether you want to blend the colors. It's completely up to you. And that's where you have the versatility. And if you're like me, I love being crafty, but I've always kind of envisioned what a project will look like in the end, and get to the end and not be happy with it, whether it's knitting or crocheting. I may not keep my tension right, and then I'm bummed at the end of it because I've spent weeks and weeks and weeks doing this repetitive project. This can be as detailed or as easy peasy as you want it. So this is our small squeegee. You saw me previously use our mini squeegee. This is our small squeegee. I'm taking it again at the edge, and I'm just pushing the paste through the transfer. And again, this transfer has been used before. As I stated, you can use our transfers 8 to 12 times. You just simply rinse them out with water, so cleanup is super duper easy. And a little bit goes a long way. I'm taking the extra paste that's on my squeegee that I pulled up, and I'm putting it back in my container. And again, you're hearing probably a background 13-year-old being a 13-year-old. A little bit goes a long way. Sometimes I put more than I need, but I always rather have more than not enough. So now I'm just going through making sure that I've gotten all the lines pulled up where it's smooth. Because y'all, this is going to go in my store. In my booth. Alright, so now I'm going to slowly pull it up. That's so cute! The peel and reveal really is my favorite. Really is my favorite. And again, our paste dries in about 8 to 10 minutes. But I'm just going to use our quick dry tool to just expedite the drying process. But this, it stands up on its own because of the size of its palette sign. So I could totally see someone putting this right by their Keurig if they went like a coffee corner or something. Like I said, our paste dries at 8 to 10 minutes, but I'm just expediting the drying process. Isn't that cute? And it can stand up on its own. So it could be displayed somewhere. It's so stinking cute. Love that. Set this over here. And then, let's see here. Let me think a minute. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm looking for, I had it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I have to move. Now this one is going to be fun. Move this off to the side. Well, I actually may have to do this off camera because it's so big. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Sure I have it the right side. This is one of our 12 by 18 boards. This is our Couture Boutique framed board, a white frame, 12.5 by 18.5. And I am going to, yeah, it's too big for you guys to see. I may have to do this off camera, but I will for sure post a picture of it's done. But it's a transfer that says "Let Your Heart Be Glad" with like cute little flowers and things. So that will be really cute, like for Valentine's, and that will go in the store as well. So, guys, I think that wraps up today's live. I appreciate you popping in when you can and say hi and watch for a few seconds, few minutes. I hope to be on maybe another time this weekend. But I'm going to get going, get this project done, because I got to take these pieces to my store, get them staged and whatnot. So, have a great rest of your Saturday, and we will see you soon, okay? Take care, everyone.